Hi everyone, it's a brand new semester and I am getting my Canvas gradebook all set up. The first thing I notice when I click into my gradebook for the first few times is there's a lot of stuff in here. So if I keep scrolling, there's just a ton of assignments that I've imported from previous semesters to reuse. And that really gets in the way because I only want to access the assignments that students have access to. So the easiest way to do that is under the View column to make sure that Unpublished Assignments is not checked. So I'm going to click on that again and it will get rid of anything that's not published. Again, if students can't access the assignment, there's not going to be any feedback for me to give them. So it's helpful to kind of get that out of the way. And now there's a lot less to kind of scroll through because I just have the work for this first week or this first module. As I scroll over though, I do have my total column for my total grade all the way at the end, which is kind of obnoxious because I want that close to the front. If I click Move to Front from the extended menu, that's going to bounce that total menu right over here next to the student name. And it makes it really easy to compare in Skyward now because it will mimic kind of the gradebook setup of Skyward. Speaking of Skyward, it also tends to organize your assignments from most recent to the oldest. And so I like to do that as well by going to Arrange By and select the due date from newest to oldest. So the most recent assignments will be positioned here towards the front, which again makes sense as students submit their work that they're currently working on. It'll be front and center for me to provide feedback and to assess instead of having to scroll all the way to the end to get to the new stuff. Finally, also under the View category or this menu are filter options. There are 3 different filters showing here. So I for sure like to use sections, but I'm going to add modules and the assignment groups filter options. So now I have a bunch of drop-down boxes across the top. What's nice about the sections is I can look at just one section at a time instead of all of my students within a single course tile. Again, great for comparing in Skyward. At any time, I can look at all sections. Modules is nice because some people like to cut off any late work deadlines by the time they get to a unit test. So if I get to the end of my first module and I want to provide feedback just for that one module at a time, it will narrow it down so that's all I'm looking at within my particular gradebook. And also in assignment groups, if I wanted to focus on getting some feedback, messaging students who, or really just getting a sense for how students are doing, sometimes it's helpful to switch to only the summative assessments so that you can kind of see how they're doing and isolate that way. So that's why I like to have these 3 filters. If I just turn them on at the beginning of the semester, they're always there, even if I don't necessarily use them all the time. So I hope that helps give you some quick tips to get your gradebook organized and to make it as easy as possible for you to provide quick feedback to students and to compare your grades with Skyward.